So this morning we've got a descending pyramid. So just the way down, right? So you think, you go up and then the descending part, just the going down. So we're going to go from 8 reps down to 1. We haven't done one of these in a while. You've got 3 minutes to do it, but really, I don't know how close we'll get with these exercises. So it's really just 3 minutes of work, but the reps, you're counting down the reps. Okay, so the first round, there's only pairs of exercises. So we've got 3 minutes per pair and then 1 minute to rest in between. So the first pair of exercises, reverse lunge and mountain climber. Good morning, Ruth Ann. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Did you guys just have a team meeting or something? Just jumped out on the same time. All right, so guys, we're doing descending pyramid. So 8 reps down to 1. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 3 minutes, whichever one comes first. All right, so the first pair is just a reverse lunge. You can hold that weight up under your chin, stepping backwards. Okay, ideally we're touching our knee to the ground. If not, we're working as low as we can. Mountain climber, you're going to be in a push-up position and either march your knees up under you or run your knees up under you. Okay, so that's mountain climber. That's the first pair. So we've got 3 minutes to work there. Second pair, push up and touch. So those are a little bit different. Push up and touch, and band row is the other one. If you don't have a band, you can just use a weight to row. You just be over like this, pulling that weight up towards you. Push up and touch is just kind of a way to slow down a push up and to get a little extra shoulder and shoulder blade action in there. So we go down to the bottom of the push up, take your hands off the floor and do kind of a floor slide. So we reach, touch with your arms straight, bring your hands back under you and come back up. Okay, obviously that can be done from your knees. If the reaching out for the touch is an issue, we can just scrap the touch and just go with a push-up. Band row, if you can do it, you'll attach the band to something. You'll be in this half kneeling position, and we'll pull here. Another way to do a band row is to step on it. You put it between your feet so it's nice and tight, and then you'll grab one or both, and we just pull in like this. So it's kind of nice. This is sort of a nice different way to do it. You can choose palm forward or palm backwards. I think you get more back and shoulder blade stuff if your palm faces forward. All right, so that's the band row. Or you can do the same movement just holding your weight, right? If you don't have a band, no problem there. Third pair, side bridge press and deadlift. So side bridge press is a side plank from your knees. From there, you're going to press your bottom leg down into the floor to lift your hips up. So here we're working the outside of your bottom cheek. Okay, so we press up and down, up and down. So it's not my top leg just moving itself. It's my whole body moving. Pressing down into the floor. So you have 8 one side, 8 on the other. And then finish that up with a deadlift or a swing. Deadlift is your pinkies trace right down in between your feet. We're down to lift up. Or swing, you reach that weight back behind you and swing it forward, okay? So we should be wrapping up our foam roll right now. We'll get into a stretch. Okay, starting off on the floor. Let's go feet up towards the ceiling. And if you need to, you can hold the back of one leg for a stretch, or we're getting a hamstring stretch on the top. And let's just stick with one leg for now. So we're just gonna keep that stretch and work the other leg up and down. If a straight leg doesn't work, you can bend it. Just always try to keep your tailbone or your low back in contact with the floor. And let's switch sides. If it's a ton of work to keep this leg at 90 degrees or the bottom of your foot facing the ceiling, then just go ahead and grab and hold, because we want the stretch, not necessarily, shouldn't feel like a lot of work on that side. And good, let's go ahead and put feet on the floor, lift hips up, think about peeling your tailbone up off the ground, keeping your tailbone scooped under. Then we're gonna reach up over your head and down for a floor slide. And good, let's roll over onto your side. We're just gonna come up to a side plank. You can go from your knees, you can straighten your leg if you like, bring your top leg off of your bottom leg. This is just warm up, so we're just trying to get everything tuned up. Feeling nice and strong through down the outside of your abs there. Hips are pressed forward. And let's go to the other side. Again, just checking posture, getting everything turned on from your elbow through your knee. And good, let's go to a push-up position. We're gonna alternate feet here. So we're gonna bring one leg up and next to your hand. All right, so we try to get that foot all the way up next to your hand so your shin can be vertical. And then we'll switch sides. So we're staying in this push-up position, but we're just alternating feet. Your foot should be flat as it comes up next to you. So we don't want to end up here with your toe on the ground, just your toe. You want to be up with your foot flat. And good, from there, let's put a knee down, come up tall. Keeping that tailbone tucked, we're gonna press forward just a little bit. Then we turn that knee out to the side, press it about 45 degrees. Okay, so forward, keep everything facing the same direction, push out to the side. And let's go to the other side. And good, one last stretch on the floor. Let's turn one hip in, one hip out. All right, so we've got one leg coming across in front of you, put the outside of your thigh on the ground, then put the inside of your shin and knee on the ground with the other leg. From here, you're just gonna go forward and we push those elbows down to the ground. Try to get nice even weight in between the elbows. You're probably gonna naturally put more weight on the outside elbow, but we try to bring more pressure to the middle. If you don't feel a stretch here, you just grab your foot and bring it farther away from you. So the closer to 90 degrees your knee is right here, the more stretch you're gonna get on your hip. And good, let's switch sides. And good. All right, let's go ahead and stand up. So getting into that reverse lunge movement, what we're going to do one thing first. So we're going to take your arm out straight. So you'll kind of lock your arm out. And keeping your arm locked, you're going to bring your opposite knee up to the heel of your hand. Like we talked about yesterday, think about a ball of Play-Doh. You're trying to smash that ball of Play-Doh right in between the heel of your hand and your knee. So we push across, and we're going to step that leg back for a reverse lunge. Push up and across. All right, so you're really keeping your arm straight while you try to drive your knee up into the heel of your hand. And good, let's switch sides. That arm straight. Remember, you're squishing that ball of Play-Doh out into a pancake. Okay, relax. Okay, so let's get your weight ready. Remember, the first pair, the only two exercises we need to worry about right now are the reverse lunge and the mountain climber. We're going to do 8 of each of those, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, as far as you can get within the 3 minutes. All right, so it's probably more like just 3 minutes of work here, but we're going to count the reps as well just to keep you tuned in. Okay. So 3 minutes for this pair, starting off with the reverse lunge and mountain climbers, okay? 3 minutes to work, starting with 8 reps, starting in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Okay, if you're doing those reverse lunges, you can hold that weight up under your chin. You can also go body weight, whatever the right weight for you is. You can also alternate or do the same side for 8. Mountain climbers go pretty quick. We are doing 8 each side there. So after you finish the 8s, we go back to the 7s. You can hold that weight up top. If you're going to do one side only on the lunges, you can also hold the weight down low, whatever foot is stepping back. Minute and a half in, so we're halfway there. We are going to go back to this one. So each one of these, we're going to go through all 3 pairs. But then we're going to go back to the top and go through again. So keep that in mind. One minute left. Should probably end up, in the 7s or 6s here. 30 seconds left. Fifteen seconds. 5 seconds left. 2, 1, and rest for 1 minute. Okay, push up and touch plus the band row. So remember, you can do that from the knees. Push up and touch. You're gonna actually put all your weight on the floor and reach out and tap the floor in front of you as far as you can. It also might help to put your kettlebell or your weight out there. Then if you're gonna use the band for the band row, have that nearby. You're just gonna use your weight. You can use your weight. Again, that row is gonna be nice, straight spine. So from your top of your head down to your tailbone, then we pull that elbow up towards the ceiling. So you want your chest facing the floor with this. 10 seconds left to rest. Okay, starting with push up and touch in 2, 1. Here we go, 3 minutes to work, starting with 8. Remember, you can do this from your knees as well. And if the reaching out to touch doesn't work for you, just go to regular push-ups. But it is a good way to get your shoulders involved. Make sure you're keeping that body nice and strong. Come up with as one piece. All right, so as you do your push-up, think about keeping your knees off the ground if you can. Bringing your body up as one piece rather than kind of doing the worm on the way up. If you don't have a band, you can do this exact same movement, holding your weight. Make sure your hips are shifted back far enough so that you are supporting yourself with your hips and the back of your legs rather than your low back. Just a little past halfway, minute 25 to go. One minute left. Thirty seconds left. Fifteen seconds. Three seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Good. Remember, we're just working for that 3 minutes, counting down from 8 reps, then 7, then 6, then 5. And whatever work you get done in the 3 minutes, that's your set. I'm gonna do a little fortune telling here and let you know that I think the next round's gonna go to 4 minutes instead of 3. just because. We'll see how this one goes. All right, side bridge press. You're in that side plank position right here, and then we're pressing up towards the ceiling. Think about getting your pocket up towards the ceiling. All right, and then deadlift, taking that weight as low as you can without rounding your low back. So if we get to here and we're rounding over from your back, we need to keep that weight a little bit higher. All right, off we go. Side bridge press and deadlift or swing. Try to press the whole outside of your shin into the floor. As you do the press, lifting that hip pocket up towards the ceiling. And we're up for a deadlift or a swing. The difference between that is just the speed. All right, so deadlift, the weight, there's no momentum on the weight, so it just goes straight down and up. With the swing, you're pushing your hips forward and back, so that weight gets some forward and backward momentum. Okay, so you choose there. Deadlift is really just picking stuff up 101. Using your hips and legs. So between the side bridge press and the deadlift, you should be getting a lot of work in your hips here. 1.5 minutes left, halfway there. One minute, last minute left, or last minute of the group. Okay, 30 seconds left. Looking good, guys, for those of you that I can see. "15 seconds left. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good, so we're gonna rest for a minute. We'll go back up to the top. Remember that first pair, reverse lunges and mountain climbers. But this time around, I want you guys to feel more accomplished and get more of those numbers knocked off. So we're gonna go to 4 minutes instead of 3. So we'll have a little bit more time to work. I still don't think that'll get us to the bottom, down to the 1, but we should be able to get to 3s, 4s, 5s, somewhere in there. 25 seconds left to rest. Okay, starting in 5 seconds. Reverse lunge and mountain climber. 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, your choice. If you want a little bit more burn on one single leg, stick with the same side. Yeah, but I think the alternating might get your overall heart rate up a little bit higher with less burn in the one leg. Might also depend on where you're holding the weight. If you're holding the weight on one side, whether it's down low or up on your shoulder, it's just easier to do the same leg. So you're not passing the weight back and forth. Remember, like we talked about yesterday, that knee should be out over your pinky toe. Don't let your knee collapse into the middle. One minute down, 3 to go. On the lunges, make sure you're doing the work with your front leg. Heel presses through the floor. Takes the pressure off of your knee. And you get more muscles in the action, using more of your hip and your cheek. Shoulders should stay back. Upper body nice and proud. You can lean forward a little bit, so you don't have to be directly straight up to the ceiling. You'll lean forward so you can keep a little weight over your front leg. But your spine should be straight, shoulders back. Halfway there, 2 minutes to go. All right, guys, 1 minute left. Last minute in this round with this pair. Thirty seconds left. $15. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done with those for the day. We'll put that pair behind us. And moving on, we've got push up and touch and the band row or dumbbell row. If anybody has any questions about the row, you can shout it out while we're resting here. I try to give a couple options, but I also sometimes rush that. So if I didn't explain it well enough, feel free to reach out. 15 seconds left to rest. Got your weight or your band nearby. Starting with push up and touch, we've got 8. Working our way down to 1. Ready? And go. 4 minutes to work. Try to keep your low back loose as you reach. So we shouldn't be squeezing your cheeks and your low back there. Or we can go with that wide stance. You can go 1 foot in front of the other if you prefer. All right, 1 minute down, 3 to go. Number one thing on that push-up, belly is going to stay solid so that as you push up, think of your whole body coming up as one piece. All right, so you may find it helpful to curl those toes under, straighten your legs as hard as you can, make your belly as strong as you can, like you just sneezed, and then push into the floor. You might find that the push-up feels a little bit easier when everything else is super stiff. 2 minutes to go, halfway. Spread those fingertips apart as far as you can as you set your hands on the floor. Minute and a half left. Remember, on your row, your palm's either going to be facing your midline or palm facing forward. Taking that elbow up to the ceiling, try to tap the back of your elbow to the ceiling. Your hand is just there to hook onto the weight. Brush that elbow right past your ribs. "45 seconds to go." "20 seconds." "10 left." "3 seconds." 2, 1. And good job, guys. Take a rest. Last pair coming up. It's that side bridge press plus deadlift or swing. If you're just working your way into the swing or trying to get back into it, a good way to do that, just to hold the weight here, kind of glue your arms to your hip bones, and we reach your butt back and forward, butt back and forward. So it's not about bending over, it's about moving your hips backwards and forwards. All right, so pretty soon that weight starts to move, and then you can increase the amplitude just by how far you reach and how fast you go. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and go. Last pair, side bridge press and deadlift. This one's a little bit different than the hinge. So with this, you won't be letting your hips go back. Think about if you're set up over a line over a carpet seam or a line in the tile, your hip pocket's going to stay right over top of that line. So your knee is on the line, your elbow's on the line, and your hips are forward so that your pocket stays right over top of that line as you press up. 1 minute down, 3 to go. Just as a reminder, deadlift has lots of bending of your hips, okay, and some bending of your knee, whereas a squat is more bending your knee and your chest is going to face up. All right, so with this deadlift, your chest may face the floor or close to the floor. That's okay. Your knees won't be bending that much at all. Kind of using your butt and back of your legs to do the movement. Two minutes down, halfway. Drip of sweat. Minute and a half left. On the deadlift, you don't necessarily have to go to the floor. As long as your hands get to about knee height, you'll be getting something out of it. Okay, so if you're from here to here, it's totally fine. You just got to make sure you can do the movement with your hips and not your back. Think about keeping shoulders back, chest out. "45 seconds left. Anytime you're picking up that weight for the deadlift, should be in between your ankles or in between your shoelaces. 30 seconds left. "15 seconds. "5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, good job, guys. That was a good one. Mark, I see you strategically placed behind that open door. I saw you working, though. I saw you working. All right. That's it. Midweek, guys. Keep up the good work. Nice to see everybody. Great group this morning. Thanks for joining. Elaine, see ya.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Carol, great to see you back.
Hey, Mark.
Andres, good to see you. Okay. Ted, have an excellent day. Andres, you too. Good to see you. See you soon. Thanks again, Amy.